Hello, I have a chronic Pseudomonas infection, and from time to time it flares up. 2 weeks ago, I woke up and I started coughing up blood. I was really alarmed because when my Pseudomonas infection flares up, it's usually quite gradual, but this was abrupt. I was not feeling very well. I was on vacation when this happened. I could have gone to see a doctor, but it would have been extremely expensive, and it really would have spoiled our vacation, spending time in the doctor's office, possibly going to the hospital, possibly canceling our vacation plans. So instead, I had taken along with me Bactrim. Bactrim is a broad spectrum antibiotic. It does have some activity against Pseudomonas. However, it will not kill Pseudomonas. It will kind of get it down to a little bit less of a level and not make you as sick, but you will still be sick with Pseudomonas. So I took this and our vacation ended and I ended up taking the Bactrim for 6 days. When I got home, I knew I had a doctor's appointment in a week. So I was just hoping and praying I would stay well enough to get to the doctor's appointment. Last week, I started not feeling well. Every day I got a little bit sicker and sicker. Last week, Friday, I did not feel well. My joints hurt, my kidneys hurt, my head hurt. I felt so sick, but I did everything I could. I took acetaminophen. I took vitamin C. I just was taking everything I could think of. I was taking albuterol for my lungs to open them up. I felt a little bit better on Saturday, but then Saturday night, I again felt very sick. Yesterday was Sunday, and I was so happy because I felt like I had a little bit of energy, but then bam, 7 o'clock hit, and I was really sick. I was running a low-grade fever and just felt absolutely awful. My body just felt like it was on fire. Everything hurt. I don't know if you've ever had an infection where all old wounds and injuries suddenly hurt. For example, I used to have a PICC line on this left arm, and the PICC line insertion site really started hurting last night. I was like, my arm, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just anytime you get an infection, sometimes old wounds or injuries will abruptly start hurting you, and that's what happened last night. And then I had an old toe injury that started hurting, and I was in a lot of pain. So again, I took some acetaminophen and just prayed for today. Today, I had a doctor's appointment, and I just kept praying, please let this go well. When I got to the doctor's appointment, the doctor was not there. They took my vitals. And then after waiting about an hour, a nurse came in and she said, I'm very sorry. I don't know where the doctor is. He's running really late. I will start your appointment. And I was so happy for this. She started my appointment, asked me about my symptoms. I told her my trachea has been irritated and it's been bothering me. I've been coughing up a lot of sputum. The sputum has changed colors. It's usually clear, but now it's this dirty yellow color, and this is exactly what happens when Pseudomonas acts up in my trachea. So she was very kind because she goes, I see you've dealt with this for a long time. What do you and the doctor usually do? And I said, well, he often orders a sputum culture, but then he also orders IV antibiotics. So she was very kind, and she texted the doctor to see if he wanted to order the IV antibiotics or wait for the sputum culture. And I don't know if she ever received an answer from the text message. She left, she did some other things, she came back, and then she said, we're going to order you 20 days of the antibiotic. And I knew from 4 months ago when I was on the antibiotic, the dosage was actually too low. The dosage was 1 gram every 12 hours, and it should be 1 gram every 8 hours. So I knew the dosage was too low, and I was very fearful that my infection would be just like it was 4 months ago, that I was sick. I got some antibiotics for 15 days. Then I had to wait a week to see the doctor. And then I got another 15-day supply. And it just never really got rid of this infection. It just kind of kept it low, but I could feel like it just didn't knock it down low enough. So I asked the nurse very kindly, I said, please, the dosage isn't right. Could we please do 1 gram every 8 hours? And can we do this for 15 days? So she actually looked up online and she goes, oh, you are right. Pseudomonas should be treated with 1 gram every 8 hours instead of 1 gram every 12 hours. And then she goes, how long do you think you should be on? And I said, well, at least 14. 14 days, but with the pharmacy, the way it works, 15-day supply actually works better for them to ship it out with me, and then they can coordinate it with my TPN. So she said, okay, we can do 1 gram every 1 gram every 8 hours for 15 days. And she was able to write up that prescription and get that sent off. And I can't tell you how excited and overjoyed I am, because I've not been feeling very well today. Ever since I woke up this morning, I was drenched in sweat, and I keep oscillating between being drenched in sweat and being freezing cold. I've taken my temperature, and it is not that abnormal. It's a little bit high, but nothing at all to be concerned about. I even mentioned it to the nurse, and she said, that's really not a temperature. So I'm very happy she has that. Ordered the IV antibiotics, and I'm hoping and praying they get here quickly, because I am not feeling very well. And if you wonder why I don't go to the emergency department, I do not have good experiences with my Pseudomonas. Usually the emergency department visit goes as follows. I go to the emergency department. Either my white blood cell count is not elevated and I don't have a temperature, so they tell me, you're not sick, go home, follow up with your doctor. So it's just a waste of an appointment. Or if they do decide I am sick, they will start me off on IV antibiotics. They'll start me off with the right antibiotics. They'll take a sputum culture. It takes usually 3 to 4 days to get the sputum culture back. In the meantime, I'm usually discharged home. When I'm at the hospital, they give me the right antibiotics for the Pseudomonas, but then discharging me home, they don't want to send me home on IV antibiotics. They go, oh, we can give you this oral medication. It's just like the IV medication, which it's not. But they'll give me the oral medication, which does not work against the Pseudomonas. So I go home, I try to take the oral medication, and I immediately start getting sick again, and I have to go back to my doctor to try to get the IV medication. So I'm trying to skip all that, trying to just go straight to my doctor and try to get the IV antibiotics and hopefully avoid the emergency department and the hospital. So I'm really hoping and praying these antibiotics come quickly, because I am not feeling very well, and I'm starting to get the shivers again, and my joints are starting to hurt. So I'm hoping I can get through tonight. And then hopefully tomorrow, the infusion company will get the medicine, get it packed up, shipped out, and then I'll receive it on Wednesday. So I'm really hoping and praying that that all works well, and that's going to be the end of my infection with Pseudomonas. But I know it's just a matter of time, and the Pseudomonas will act up again. So that's just what happens when I get a chronic Pseudomonas infection. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful week. Bye-bye. Hello, guess what? I finally got my IV antibiotics. It's been 10 days since I last updated, and I've been quite sick. Sorry, my voice is giving out. But I'm so happy to finally have my IV antibiotics, and hopefully very soon I'll be on the path to better health. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.